just think is a bit much, if I'm honest.
You hand out the party poppers, right? Make sure everybody's got one to let off when George makes his big entrance, right? Don't forget.
What, is George not here yet?
Thankfully, he's running late. Gives me a chance to get this place ship-shape.
Oh, looks fine to me.
Oh, fine. Who needs fine? You.
Oh, ladies! Oh, your name's autograph!
Oh, it's lovely to see.
No way they're here. I've seen them at Shuttlewoods before. Right, Todd calls them the Merry Widows of Weatherfield.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
Hello and welcome to episode 389 of The Talk of the Street, an unofficial Coronation Street catch-up podcast that was pleased to see us starting the new year with a paramilitary-style firebombing of a conservatory start. You mean to go on? I'm Gavin.
I'm still sick, kinda.
Yeah, you've passed on to me, you lovely person, you.
Well, you know.
I thought I'd managed to dodge it.
Share and share alike. You still don't sound too bad. I haven't really heard you coughing too much.
It's the achy limbs and kind of stuffed up a bit, but we power through.
We do power through.
How are you otherwise? How was your new year? Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year! I mean, because I've been sick, it's not like we went anywhere or did anything.
Well, your being sick didn't really alter that too much, did it?
Well, I mean, typically like New Year's Day we'd go see a movie or something, and we didn't this year. We're kind of behind on our watching of the movies that may or may not win Oscars this
It's just
year.
about a guy playing fucking ping pong, so
There's
I think
also,
I can imagine how that goes.
There's also the Neil
A bit of
Diamond.
topspin.
There's also the Neil Diamond impersonator movie.
Mm-hmm.
We have to see that as well. So, and according to Stelly, there's not actually an awful lot of actual ping pong playing being done in that movie.
No, I think I was sold or missold the premise of this movie because I thought it was about him being super great at ping pong, but I think it's about him changing a ping pong ball, which sounds even more boring.
Yeah, apparently, because the kids dragged their dad to see this movie.
Marty Supreme.
Yes, which we haven't seen, but the kids have. And apparently, their dad was very upset at the lack of ping pong and apparently all of the sex scenes.
The lack of ping pong and all of the sex scenes.
Well, apparently there was too much sex and not enough ping pong for his liking.
Oh, that sounds about right. I don't think I've ever, and I don't think I will ever see a movie where I think, do you know what this movie needs? More ping pong.
To be quite honest, I never really think, you know what, this movie needs? More sex.
No, depends if you're watching porn or not.
Well, yes, there is that. How was your New Year's? As if I didn't know.
It was very quiet.
It was, which is nice.
And then we discovered that we don't have CNN anymore, so we couldn't watch your little gay friends getting drunk
No.
in New York. We had to watch somebody else
Yes, we
not
watched.
getting drunk.
We watched Ryan Seacrest, who's had some work done.
Yeah, blink if you're okay, Ryan.
Which is fine, because we got to see Diana Ross, and Stelly kept me abreast of all of the goings-on with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. So, and I got to see,
thank goodness.
And I got to see the clip of Anderson Cooper reading out the lyrics to Taylor Swift's "Wood." So, I feel like I was there.
Well, I hope we had a wonderful new year, everyone. I hope we find you in fine fettle and ready to get ploughed into the shite
Yeah,
for another year.
Yeah.
This is our 7th year? 8th year.
yeah.
This will be our 8th year.
I watched 571 movies last year. How many did you watch?
I have no idea off the
'Cause
top of my head.
Letterboxd Year in Review came out today.
No idea.
No. And I finished 125 books.
500, is that too many movies? That feels like too many movies.
Maybe it's not enough movies. Because you'll never catch up. You'll never watch all the movies. So you do what you can. And let's not forget,
You cheated quite a bit.
it's not cheating. At least 10 of those were Disney shorts from the 30s and 40s and 50s. So, which counts?
Shall we preamble, my dear?
Yes, please.
Give us some of that resolute Corrie news.
Samia Longshamban has signed a new contract ensuring another year of Maria in the Rose Gold Flat.
Excellent.
Yes.
There was a little, it wasn't exactly controversy, although maybe it was a little bit controversial when, was it last year Melanie Blake kind of asked what the point of Maria was and
I
stuff.
don't remember this.
And Sammy was like, oh, thanks very much, Melanie. That's kind of my job that you're talking about.
Right.
And Melanie sort of backed down a little bit, maybe not realising that in the world of showbiz, she has a bit more clout than just you or I saying, what's the
Right.
point of Maria?
Right.
Somebody like a celebrity agent saying, what's the point of Maria?
Yeah.
Maybe carries a little bit more. But I am glad for one. I like Maria.
Yes. If she had been smart, this Melanie person, she would have said, how do you solve a problem like Maria?
Oh, well, it's tumbleweed. Yeah.
Catherine Tilsley has revealed that during an earlier audition when she was a younger actor, a director said that she'd always be the fat, funny one, which just makes me want to throw hands. Because when has Catherine Tilsley ever been fat, first of all? And also, being funny shouldn't be like something that you use the word fat with. Because skinny people can be funny too.
Use that loving.
And also, fat shaming is evil, especially when done by directors. Whoever that director was can fuck all the way off.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. And finally, Kate Fitton, a.k.a. Lauren, was sick over New Year's and stayed home to watch the Stranger Things finale, just like me.
She did.
We're the same person. And that's Corrie News.
Whew. Quiet week.
Yeah. Holiday weeks tend to be quiet.
I expected there to be a wee bit more with the whole Corriedales thing going on. There'd be a little bit more
What kind
Corrie
of...
stuff in the news.
Well, that's for spoiler alert.
Oh.
Because all of the Corriedale news are spoilers. And also, I don't give a fuck about Corriedale. I thought I'd made that abundantly clear.
I think I might be about to be sort of interested in it, but it's too late to catch up with the Emmerdale side of it.
Right, yeah.
So I imagine I'm going to be confused for long periods of it, but no change there.
Right.
Then.
I'm
Oh,
not
well.
easily swayed by spectacle.
No. Well, Corrie News, we take the Corrie News or we get the Corrie News we deserve.
That's
But-
exactly right.
Either way, as always, like a beacon on a New Year's morn, it guides us safely to the feedback section that I like to call Everyone's a Critic. Ozzy Alley writes,
Oi, oi, oi.
what a delightfully horrid podcast.
What?
But seriously, you guys are awesome.
Oh, okay.
That was a callback to the feedback from last week where, you know,
Yeah. I know.
somebody... Sorry, I thought I could talk about it. I'm
Wasn't
kidding.
that like 2 weeks ago?
No, it was last week.
Oh. Shows how much I pay attention.
Yeah.
And-
If you are in any doubt.
And how easily offended I am by constructive criticism. Which means I'm not insulted at all.
Oh, no, if somebody doesn't like the podcast, well,
Yeah.
fair fucks to them.
Right, yeah. Lots of people do, and that's why we're here.
Now, Wendy writes, I was fortunate to see Andrew Scott in Vanya. I made him laugh, and my sister took the photo, and Wendy did provide photographic evidence of this.
Aw.
Oh, he's a hunky man. He's a hunky man in real life. News at 11. Thrilled he's
He is
mentioned
very attractive.
on the cobbles. He's the most talented actor I've ever seen live. Happy New Year to you both. And Happy New Year to you too, Wendy. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Wendy.
And Cheeky writes, Cheeky's back.
Woo!
Blind thoughts about this week of Coronation Street. You mean to tell me that Carla gets captured by Becky, somehow escapes, and Todd is dumb enough to get engaged to Theo? I think I prefer how I felt after getting surgery from being hit by the truck, because damn it, if I don't understand what the writers are doing currently with the show. And I'm hoping that Emmerdale saves it with the crossover, because pretty much no one is likeable on this show anymore other than Debbie. And with evil stepmother constantly stirring the pot, I don't know how the show can save itself. We will have to see. Yeah, I think it showed signs this week of what it's capable of.
And also of wrapping these things up soonish.
There is the threat of things being wrapped up, which I have a feeling isn't going to deliver as much as we would like, but we will take what we're given.
As long as Billy dies. Which is not a spoiler, it's just speculation.
I don't want him to die just yet. I feel like he has work to do.
Todd has work to do.
Anyway, feedback's always welcome. Send us your thoughts and I'll probably read them out. Get us at thetalkofthestreet@gmail.com, or our DMs are open at Corrie Podcast. Oh, we love it when people write actual letters to us. Send us your proper mail to the Talk of the Street, PO Box 12, Eaton Rapids, Michigan, 48827. Please note that we reserve the right to edit feedback, but only in the interests of brevity. And I forgot to check the PO Box this week.
Yes.
And now we'll podcast for coffee.
Woo!
We are drinking our own coffees this week. I am drinking an Athletic, non-alcoholic, Free Wave Hazy IPA.
Yeah. And I'm drinking cranberry juice with one hand and a Athletic, non-alcoholic, Mexican-style copper with the other hand.
That's what I think I was aiming for in the fridge.
Yeah.
Was the copper. I think I prefer the copper to the IPA. Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Do you want to trade?
Have you been drinking it, is it?
Not yet.
Sure.
Such an exciting podcast.
Yep. We have the swapping of non-alcoholic beer. It's tradition. I don't mind the IPA, but it's a little bit too IPA.
Mm-hmm. I prefer the Sam Adams non-alcoholic hazy.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
The Talk of the Street is and will always be free on your podcast provider and on the YouTubes. But if you think a show is worth anything more than the time it takes to listen to it, and if you want to show your appreciation or you want to get your hands on more weekly and monthly content, here's your options. You can sign up to be a friend of the podcast for as little as $2 a month. Sign up at patreon.com/thetalkofthestreet, ko-fi.com/thetalkofthestreet. Or you're on the YouTubes, you can go to youtube.com/thetalkofthestreet podcast. Friends of the podcast get access to our weekly spoiler show, the Talk of the Street Spoiler Alert, and our monthly classic Corrie show, the Talk of the Street Classics. And we released into the wild our chat about episode 742 just yesterday.
Yes. That was a good episode.
That was a good episode. That was where
sad.
Ina says cheerio to the mission hall and Dennis buys 3 sausages.
Yes.
Got to love the old black and white Coronation Street.
Yes.
It's good
where
stuff.
they build a bonfire in the middle of the street. Because why not?
Yeah, there was a street, there was no fire on it. Well, let's see about that.
Yeah.
We were all more laissez-faire about setting uncontrolled fires
Right.
in and around.
With whatever
residential
material
areas.
was on hand as well.
If a place is getting knocked down and there's lots of wood, I mean, somebody's got to set that on fire, right?
Because you got to think that there was possibly some, I don't know, asbestos mixed in there.
Full of it.
Which, not fun to breathe even when it's not on fire.
Is it better when it's on fire?
Feel like that might be worse.
I think that probably makes it worse.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. And if that wasn't enough, you also get a shout out at the end of every podcast and your name on the credits of the flagship show. If you prefer something a little less formal, though, you can also buy us next week's coffee by going to ko-fi.com/thetalkofthestreet. And all links can be found at linktree/Corrie Podcast. Remember, you can always support the podcast for free. Get us in front of new listeners by liking, subscribing, rating, and reviewing wherever you get your podcasts. We have a hell of a lot to get through this week because we had an extra hour.
Yes. And a wedding.
An extra hour in a wedding to get through. But just the 4 storylines, I've crammed 2 tertiary storylines in with the rest. Let's see if you can spot where. We'll start off with the lonely grave of Tia Wardley. On Monday, Carla's been locked up over the weekend. Let's remember where we left this off. Becky has kidnapped Carla for the 3rd time in a calendar year in 2025.
Right. Well, it's the 3rd time she's been kidnapped.
And is holding her hostage and threatening not to give her kidney rejection meds
Right.
and stuff. So Carla begs Becky for her meds, but Becky is more interested in going on about how she and Swain got their hole again and how Carla is a tourist. It is interesting that every time Becky attacks Carla, it's based on something to do with sexuality.
Yeah.
There's just nothing else to go on.
And it also it feels like it kind of proves my point that the whole reason she came back was because Lisa was getting married again.
Remember the good old days when we thought that she was coming back just to get her hands on Betsy's inheritance?
Yeah. I wish that had been the case.
Because that hasn't been mentioned once.
Nope.
I think it would come up in conversation.
Yeah.
There was a trust set up or whatever.
Right.
But no,
Nobody cares.
nobody cares about
Nobody
that.
cares.
Carla points out that the only universe in which Swain chooses Becky is the one where Becky has to hog-tie Carla up and hold her hostage, and Becky
Fair point.
freaks out about this, throws a plate which smashes in Carla's wee cupboard. And I'm thinking there's got to be shards from that, right? And then Becky has what we would have unpolitically correctly called at primary school an epi. Meanwhile, Sarah has been through Carla's drawers
But not like that.
and fills kit in.
But not like that.
Well done.
You're
Do
welcome.
you know, I was complaining about your speed at but not like that in the classic episode, but you're back on form now. Plus, Carla's still not responding to emails. Kit sees Hill Rhubarb written down in Carla's journal, but it means nothing to him. Much like Vienna.
And yet it should, because they had a conversation about this.
Much later, and back in the closet, Carla finally finds a piece of the smashed plate. I wonder what she's going to do with that.
In the closet.
This just feels so on the nose, doesn't it? That
just a
Carla's
wee bit.
been forced back into a closet.
Right, yeah. It's
So on the nose. In the pub, Kit bumps into the gormless Betsy and manages to find out that she spoke with Carla, who's now staying at the Rhubarb Hill Hotel in the Canaries. Kit doesn't think that Costello was giving Carla hotel recommendations, so he phones the hotel, and apparently it checks out. There is a guest called Carla Connor, but she's not there, and he even throws in a blondes having more fun line, which is corrected by whoever it is that he speaks to. Carla has dark hair. Kit is confused. Why would Carla write the name out wrong in her diary? It turns out Becky's call to Soap, or whoever it was last week, was not to kill Carla for her, but was to create a fake website for this fake Spanish hotel, presumably with a fake Spanish telephone number, on the off chance that someone would call it and try to trick them with the old hair colour switcheroo.
yeah.
And I'm like, what? What are we doing here? So someone has made and they do address this to a certain extent later on in the week.
Right.
But they throw together a GeoCities style
Yeah.
site,
Fake website.
fake website with somehow managed to get a fake Spanish telephone number or whatever. They get this up just on the off chance that someone Googles Rhubarb Hill Hotel, Canary Islands.
Right.
Which assumes that, one, there isn't already a Rhubarb Hill Hotel in the Canary Islands, which I can actually believe.
Yes.
But who's manning this phone?
I'm assuming the guy who made the website.
He's just sitting in his underpants somewhere, just waiting for this phone to ring.
It's,
Then, I must remember, Carla's got dark hair.
well, he may have a picture there. And it's probably his own phone, because you can have multiple phone numbers going to one cell phone. I don't think he's just sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, necessarily.
I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's sitting around waiting for this phone to ring once, and then she tells him that he needs to...
Keep it on for just a few more days, and then he can take it down.
Oh, it's just so stupid.
The whole thing's stupid.
When Becky goes back to the flat, Carla pounces out the closet, sends Becky flying where she hits her head on a table. Head wound of the week.
Is it, though?
Well, is it? Carla makes a break for it on Tuesday, but Becky isn't knocked out, and she knocks Carla out. Maybe that's head wound of the week.
Yeah, and that was ridiculous, too, because... like, she knocks her out, and then, like, she stands over her for a while instead of booking it out the door.
Or tying her up.
Right. Yeah, it's
Or kicking her.
it's-
Or doing something.
ridiculous that I had to yell at 2 shows this week about people standing around and talking when they should be hauling ass through a portal or through the door.
Yeah, well, I guess our door is a type of portal.
I guess so.
Now, at the end of Monday, I was almost joyous
Yeah, me too.
because Carla bursting out of the closet was very good.
Right, yes, on so many levels.
And Becky's expression as Carla comes running at her was hilarious.
Yes.
She falls and obviously she's going to hit her head. And then that's the end of the episode. And you think, this is going to be great. Carla's going to get out. She's going to speak to Swain. They're going to, maybe there's some convincing that has to happen here or something. And
Right.
maybe they'll go back to the safe house and everything's already been tidied up and cleared out or something like that. But no, none of that happens.
Nope.
Becky's not knocked out.
No.
And then knocks Carla out. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh. And of course this is going to happen because they're not going to resolve this when they have their big corrie deals that's coming up next week. But even so, the way
but
that
does
they've done
every
it...
storyline have to be involved in the Corriedale thing?
So it seems. You think this thing was going to go on for about 6 hours on Monday, and it's not. It's just an hour. Although there is the...
Right, the next day.
There's a half hour of Emmerdale, then there's a half hour of Corrie, and then there's Corriedales for an hour.
Right.
So the whole thing's like 2 hours.
Right. We're not
But
watching
I'm
2
presuming
hours,
that Emmerdale's going to have some things that they want to have covered during
right.
all this.
Right, yeah.
We're talking about an awful lot of loose ends, and I don't think all of them are going to get tied up, but
No.
you're going to think that something's going to happen.
Yes.
But half of it is probably not anything that's going to register with me at all.
No.
All right, so Carla's made a break for it. Becky isn't knocked out. She knocks Carla out. Meanwhile, Kit is suspicious when he tries to book a room on the hotel website, and on Google Maps, the area is literally a construction site. Sarah thinks maps are unreliable. Meanwhile, Carla's getting tied back up and Becky is refusing her meds while Becky plans her happy ending with Swain. She goes home, where she promptly collapses and Swain notices the blood on her head. Swain orders Betsy to call her an ambulance.
Becky, you're an ambulance.
There's bad news at the hospital.
Becky's still alive.
She tells Swain and Betsy that she was attacked by Curtis's gang, a gang who seemingly refused to kill her. Betsy is a fucking idiot and tells Swain to do something about this. Becky needs to go to Spain as soon as. And it's true though, we have to evaluate the motives of this Curtis gang and the opportunities they have to get their revenge on Becky. They've had 50 opportunities to finish her off.
Right.
They follow her, they send her wreaths, they knock her on the head, but they don't just kill her.
Yeah.
Why don't they just kill her?
I don't know.
This just... I know that it's important for the story that Swain and Betsy don't question this.
Right.
I mean, we can argue that Swain really should be questioning it, but it's important that Betsy at least kind of goes along with this. But for this to be a credible threat, then the gang have had multiple clear opportunities to either kidnap Becky or do something,
Right.
and they refuse to do it,
Right.
almost as though they don't exist.
Right. And or almost as if it's just Harvey's gang, but Becky's using the name Curtis for some reason. Because let's not forget, Ant and Dec are supposedly members of both of these gangs. And let's be honest, they're not exactly the most competent gangsters for one gang, much less two.
No. I get it. Killing people's hard work, I guess.
And also threatening people and shoving them
But why
in.
would you send a wreath? Why would you send a message to let people know that you know where they live when you're removing the element of surprise there? I mean, Becky just hasn't thought any of this through.
It's terrorism, isn't it? It's you're making your Mark's life miserable by terrifying them so that they're looking over their shoulder all the time, and then you don't really have to do anything to them to keep them quiet because they're already terrified. So you don't have to, murder them.
Isn't that, though, what Becky's worried of, is that everyone's life is in danger?
Right. Well, that's what she says.
And
But
then,
nobody's life is in
and then
danger.
nobody's life is in danger.
But, I mean, it's like saying, why is there the head of a horse in that man's bed? Why doesn't Don Corleone just kill him?
I need to stop you, Helen, because we can't possibly be comparing Coronation Street with The Godfather.
It's the same thing.
It's so not the same thing. On Hogmanay then, Swain and Betsy are surprised to see Becky up and about and ready to check herself out at the hospital. She needs to get herself a new name and identity to flee the country and to make sure her closet has enough anti-rejection meds in it. The doctor, though, insists on a CT scan. Meanwhile, Kit is in the shop and speaks to Ash about Costello's transfer and if he mentioned anything weird in the ambulance about hills or rhubarb or stuff like that, and she promises to do some digging for him. And she's good to her word, and she calls him back later and says that there was a police officer there, but when they left, Costello kept saying Rhubarb Hill and Blessing. Asha calls it 3 random words, and that gives Kit a massive throbbing clue.
Yes, in his pants.
And I loved this.
Yes, you
Credit
did.
where it's due.
Because you're a nerd.
I absolutely love this because I'd totally forgotten about what 3 words. Is this something you've ever been familiar with?
Briefly.
So some guy divided the world into 3 metre square sections
Right.
and gave each of them a 3-word random assignment for it to make it easier for people to find people that were off track, sort of thing, off the
Right.
not on a road or whatever. So if you put in any 3 random words into the system, it probably exists somewhere.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it in the longest time, but Kit clearly has, because as soon as Asha says 3 random words, and
His
then he's
light
on
bulb. Light bulb.
I thought, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Because secretly, Kit is also a nerd.
Yeah,
Which we knew because of his vinyl collection.
I was pretty impressed by this.
Yeah.
So Asha and Kit are both familiar with the what 3 word system of identifying locations. For example, Leaned Notes Glass is the Art Institute of Chicago.
Oh.
Reclaim Acrobats Redeemed is Recreation Park, Iowa, where the mighty Iowa Athletic play.
Ooh.
Rhubarb Hill Blessing is near the town of Serencha in central Mexico.
Oh, so.
Rhubarb Blessing Hill is in northeastern Kazakhstan.
Uh-huh.
So I presume they're using a partner website that's not quite the
Right.
same.
Yeah.
So Becky's had her scan and tries to get rid of Betsy and Swain, but then they run into Asha, who happily explains the work that she's done for Kit. Kit, meanwhile, has tried Hill Rhubarb Blessing on his Any Old Words app, and fuck me ragged, it's a street in Weatherfield. It's a safe house, and not Brazilian Amazonia, which it is if you put it into what 3 words.
Right.
He heads off with his wee torch to have a look-see, but by the time he gets there, we find the closet unlocked and Carla gone, and then we're asked to believe that Becky has somehow managed to move Carla and load her into the back of the car in broad daylight, and into a car that we didn't know that she had, by the way. And there's a blood-stained rag in the trunk. Kit, though, has found another massive twitching clue.
Right, yes. Because Star Detective Becky has left clues. Mm-hmm. She didn't clean up after herself.
No, and it's probably one of the best clues that she could have left.
Seriously.
It's a blister pack for Carla's meds.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at number 6, moronic Betsy is so worried about the situation that she's going to go out for the new year, but then asks Swain to go to Spain right now and tells her that Carla has moved on and she's better off rid. Kit's back at the station and discovered that the safe house is owned by Costello.
Dum dum dum.
So New Year's Day then, Becky bumps into Kit outside Nurse Rolls, and surprisingly Kit doesn't just hand over vital information to her and is actually a little bit cagey.
Because he's an actual detective.
Well, he's blown his load a little too quickly for her as well. Turns out Sarah is the only one on the street who still thinks Becky is Swain's sister. Meanwhile, Swain is doing some plot convenient checking of the living room jewellery box, and she finds Carla's engagement ring that's been in there since the middle of December. She puts it on, but then hides it when her idiot daughter appears looking for money and encouraging Swain to book the fucking flights to Spain pronto. Kit goes to see Costello and tells him about finding the flat and asks why he tipped off Carla and asks if Becky has done something to her. Costello doesn't remember, so Kit leaves. And then we see that Becky has been hiding in the toilet in in Costello's room. Oh, the dragon's very unhappy about that. How long has she been there for?
Who knows? Yeah, because she had to have been there before Kit got there.
And remember, Costello's got a loving family.
Right, yes. Who apparently never visit him anymore. And also, let's also not forget all of the CCTV that's at a hospital.
And the ambulance. What happened to the ambulance CCTV?
Well, I'm sure all of that will come out later.
Because I thought when we start speaking to Asha, that's the time that the ambulance CCTV is going to come up. But it's no, it's the 3 words thing.
Right, yeah, because there's nothing that Asha says that makes Kit suspicious about who the cop was in the back of the ambulance.
No, and that's fair enough that there was a cop there.
Right.
Although there wasn't any plan for a cop to be there.
Right, yeah. Which...
So maybe Kit should have known that.
Right. Or maybe Kit should have, I don't know, looked for the cop who was back there to get their opinion and realized that there was no cop back there. Mm-hmm. And then said, aha.
That's a missed opportunity. It's another aha big throbbing clue.
In my pants.
Yeah.
In your pants.
In my pants?
Yes, in your pants.
About this?
Yes.
So Becky's been hiding in the toilet for I don't know how long. And she comes out and
maybe
reminds
she's got a stomach bug.
Costello to keep his mouth shut. When she gets back home, she forgets that her life is in mortal danger and she tells Swain that she was out for a walk. Betsy announces that Swain's agreed to go to Spain, but Swain adds a proviso that she'll only go once she's seen Carla, who's due back on the 5th. Betsy is gutted that she has to wait a couple of days. Becky suddenly remembers that she needs to go out again, and the next we see her...
And it's funny because finally Swain says, what, again? You just got back. And yet her curiosity does not go any further.
No.
It's like, why do you have to keep going now? Nobody knows you're alive. Mm-hmm. Where do you keep going?
Just follow her. Just for 5 minutes, just one time.
Right.
Just follow her and see where she's going.
Right. You know, which is something she should have done when Carla was still around saying, hey, Becky's sus. Mm-hmm. You'd think that Lisa would be like, okay, well, I'm going to prove that she's not sus. I'm going to follow her. And then she'd know that she's sus.
So Becky is off, and in the meantime, she's slicked back her hair with some grease. She's put on a very sturdy leather jacket and some blue jeans and a white t-shirt. And she's about to don some water skis and jump over a shark. Or she's wearing a balaclava.
But she has it rolled up like a winter hat at first. It's like, oh, look at Becky and her sassy new hat. Oh no, it's a balaclava. Is that Roy's balaclava? Has she stolen Roy's balaclava?
Is there more than one balaclava on the street?
What?
These are things that we need to know.
Yes.
She's joined the IRA, is wearing a balaclava, but she's still got her stupid green jacket on that's never off her back.
Right. So it's obviously still her.
And she unlocks the conservatory door on number 6.
Right.
And then petrol bombs it.
Sends a Molotov cocktail in there.
There's somebody said, because I've obviously mocked this quite a lot.
Yes.
Because it's very stupid. That, maybe it wasn't petrol. Maybe it was just alcohol. I think what she was wanting to flambe the conservatory, was that what she was trying to do? But she sees that Betsy is upstairs because Betsy's been talking about catching up with Lauren all the way through this episode.
Yeah, so I think Becky assumed that she wouldn't be doing that at home.
Mm-hmm. The conservatory's alight.
Yeah.
With some kind of fire. I don't know if it's petrol or it's alcohol, but there's some kind of accelerant involved.
Right, yes, in a bottle with a rag.
And we see it. The colour is I'm going to say raging. The fire is raging.
I mean, Molotov cocktails, that is traditionally vodka, isn't it?
No, it's petrol.
Because Molotov was Russian, wasn't he?
If his name was Smirnoff, then I would have picked up on that, I'm sure. But yeah, so she's thrown the petrol bomb. It's ignited the conservatory. She sees that Betsy's still at home.
Yeah, upstairs.
So
It's just lucky that Betsy went to shut that window that she had open in December.
Becky now rips the balaclava off.
Yes.
Because when she's got the balaclava on, that's when she's starting fires. When she takes the balaclava off, now she's in the fire prevention game. And for a petrol bomb fire, or an alcohol bomb fire or whatever, it's surprisingly easy to put out. And Swain comes home to find Becky and Betsy coughing a wee bit in the front yard, and Lauren standing looking through their living room window.
Yeah.
Lauren says, well, I better be on my way then. See you later.
Bye.
Could not give a fuck.
Right. Yeah. Well, she doesn't know that this is Curtis's gang.
That doesn't matter. The house that she's in has been on fire.
Yeah, but it's been put out now. By the way, Molotov, Vyacheslav Molotov, was not only Russian, he was a former prime minister of the Soviet Union. So I was right that he was Russian. So I'm really glad that I was right about that. He died in 1986.
Oh, that's surprisingly.
Yeah. He was born in 1890, so he almost made it to 100.
Well, I think it's fair that if you were upstairs in a house that was moments earlier on fire, you'd be a little agitated. Lauren is not.
It takes a lot to agitate Lauren, I think, at this point. She's helped.
No.
She's helped.
No.
She's helped kill a man.
Nobody cares about this. The fact that there was a...
Right, yeah, they don't even call the fire department.
The fire brigade isn't called. Ambulances aren't called. Lauren just walks off like this is just a regular day.
Right.
The only person who's seemingly bored about this is Betsy. Because even Becky's downplaying it, and Swain doesn't think this is anything to get too agitated over either.
Isn't it Swain who says maybe they should get checked out for smoke inhalation?
Yeah, but says maybe we should do that, and then doesn't press them on it.
No. Because Becky's like, oh no, it's fine. We got them out in time.
Becky thinks this was a warning. And Betsy wants to go to Spain right now.
Right now.
Swain suddenly doesn't want to roll over and goes off for, I think, minutes after her house has been petrol bombed. Because she thinks, damn it, I shouldn't be running away here. She bumps into Roy, and she can't hide her anxiety at the start of the year. This too shall pass, though, says Roy. Swain doesn't know where her love with Carla went. Roy says that Carla was the happiest he can remember with her, and suggests that she tries to communicate again, tells Carla how she really feels. So Swain does that and leaves a message on her phone, a pleading message, a declaration of love, but then an admission that she's going to let go. Meanwhile, Becky's chatting with Sarah about police workloads. It seems the firebombing of number 6 has happened without notice, and Becky doesn't smell of petrol, or she always smells of petrol. Sarah says Kit is working today and off to see Costello again. Swain has booked a rape hotel for the night and heading to Spain in the morning. Her mind is made up, and Becky thinks this is the right decision.
And Ryan is staying somewhere else as well.
Just in case anyone's thinking what's happening with Ryan.
Right, yeah.
It's good that they've covered off this potential loose end.
Right, yes.
The fact that we've got petrol bombs getting thrown in, we've got balaclavas getting put on and taken off at a moment's notice.
The fact that we've now remembered that Ryan also lives there. And what was Ryan thinking the night that Lisa had sex with Becky? Becky takes so many chances in that house where Carla's nephew still lives and is conveniently never there.
Well, I think if I was Ryan, I'd probably be looking for other things to do at night.
That's true.
Leanne? On Friday, at the Rape Hotel, Becky chastises Betsy for being on her phone. Apparently she was checking on Lauren, who was freaked out about the fire. No, she wasn't.
No,
she wasn't freaked out at all.
No.
No phones, no tracking, says Becky. Swain is back on the street to post a key through the letterbox with Carla's ring with it, but instead she leaves it in the care of Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah meets with Kit in Nina's Rolls, and she explains that she thinks Carla's holiday snaps on Insta have been photoshopped because she's wearing her engagement ring, and the engagement ring is currently in Sarah's possession.
Right.
And this is perhaps the smartest thing that Sarah has ever done.
And it's just lucky that Lisa just happened to hand it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, who's been staring at these pictures For weeks.
Sorry, D.S. Swain has been staring at these pictures for weeks.
For weeks. With the full knowledge that Carla's ring is in that flat.
I don't know if we know that she knew that the ring was in that box, but we know that she knew it was in that box this week.
Right, yeah, and you would think that she would be like, wait a second. It shouldn't take Sarah.
It shouldn't take Sarah to be the brains behind this investigation. Oh, Kit shits himself quite severely and rushes out with Sarah giving chase, so Kit has to explain it all, starting with Becky not being dead. Swain gets back to the hotel with cakes, because everyone is so worried about the Curtis gang, it's easier to pack when you're full of pastries.
Yeah.
Swain agrees to get new phones, so Becky nips out again to get the burners.
Yeah. Why is Becky going out to get the burners? And why are we trusting Becky to save your SIM cards? They make this big deal about the SIM cards.
Such a big deal about the SIM cards.
Such a big deal about the SIM cards.
SIM cards is going to be important.
So apparently none of them have iPhones.
I think your iPhone's got a SIM card, it's just you can't get to it.
You just can't get to it, so it's kind of pointless.
You used to be able to get to it.
Yeah, I know.
They gave you a little device to spring the tray out,
Right?
which you could just use a bent paper clip to do.
Which was nice.
Yeah. I can't remember. The SIM has the photos on it, and it has your contacts on it. Does it have your voicemails on it? I'm thinking it might have your voicemails on it because...
But it's also really funny that when Lisa assures Betsy that they're going to be able to save their SIM cards, it's funny that Betsy didn't say, what's a SIM card? Everything's backed up to the cloud.
Yeah, they much rather have Betsy being the one who's been chomping at the bit for everyone to go to Spain immediately, to be pissed off that this is the one hoop that she's been asked to jump through before she can do that, is hand over her SIM card.
Right. Well, her whole phone with her SIM card.
I think voicemails as well, because we got new phones, and I think my old voicemails are still in this.
Yeah. It's like when Becky, hands Lisa the USB thing with the thumb drive. It's like, what decade are these people living in?
Now, thumb drives were very popular in the 2010s.
2025, though?
I've still got some. No idea what's on them.
No.
And I'm not interested in finding out.
Remember when,
I'm running out of computers that have a USB port,
right?
to be perfectly frank.
Remember when, there was this whole scare about, don't pick up a thumb drive off the street and stick it in your computer, because it might have...
Maybe Russia.
It may have, viruses and stuff on it. They may steal all your information.
Yeah, but it also might have porn on it, so...
Right.
So it's worth checking out.
It's 50-50.
So Becky nips out to get these burners. Kit takes Sarah to the safe house, because Sarah's a honorary constable at this point. And he finds hairs in the closet that he takes in for DNA testing.
Yeah, long hairs.
Yeah. Off her head, then.
Yeah. So, not Becky hairs.
At the station, the hair is confirmed as Carla's.
Very quickly.
And he calls Lisa and leaves a message with her to call him back urgently.
ASAP.
But Sarah's also at the station, so he can say these things out loud, and then sends her home.
Right.
And that's as far as we get with that this week.
Yes.
Do you know what? As much as this is clearly nonsense.
Dear expert detective Becky leaves hair evidence in the closet.
Hair evidence I can forgive. Blister packs a very specific medication, less so.
Right, but I mean, hair has DNA in it that could be specific. Whereas the blister pack, there wasn't any writing on the blister pack. So it could have been for anything.
I'm sure he could find out if he really wanted
right,
to.
And I think he does. He sends it off to be examined, but the fact that she did not remove everything from that closet and vacuum that closet.
Yeah, I mean, you can miss a hair on the carpet, but you can't really miss
a giant blister pack on the floor
a big blister
of
pack.
the kitchen. No.
So yeah, so as much as this doesn't make any sense, and as much as this feels like we're making this up as we're going along to
Because we
satisfy
are.
this stupid idea that somebody had on the internet to make this thing become real. I quite enjoyed the nonsense of it this week. I always like seeing Carla fighting back, and we got a good bit of that.
Right, yeah, but then we saw her stupidly standing over the person instead of getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I mean, are we supposed to think that she's dead? Or are we supposed to think that she's in the back of a car somewhere or held by someone else? I'm not exactly sure.
I think they want us to think that she's dead.
Of course she isn't. But it feels like it's just gone absolutely balls deep into this stupidity because the balaclava was
So ridiculous.
shockingly
And,
ridiculous.
And, I'm going to burn this house down so that Swain can never return to it? Or we get insurance money from it?
I think it was just to expedite the departure to Spain.
Right, yeah.
But
why? Why take this step? Why take the risk of somebody noticing you throwing a Molotov cocktail into the conservatory?
the fact that she
With
takes
Professor Plum,
she
with
takes
the
the-
lead pipe.
takes a bother to put the balaclava on and then just rips it off without checking to see if anybody's looking or whatever.
She doesn't bother to roll that balaclava down until she's in the backyard.
Oh, God,
So-
it's so funny. So
Ay,
it's
ay,
just,
ay.
it's now so far into the realms of being ridiculous that I'm kind of enjoying it. And the fact that she was hiding in the bathroom,
For
the fact that
hours.
people are just so keen to tell her everything they know about something.
Right. Or
But-
just talk to people in front of her.
But good on Kit and good on Sarah.
You know what was hilarious? Kid having to explain to Sarah that Kim was Becky, and that Lisa's sister is actually Lisa's wife. And Sarah's like, but she's dead though. And we're like, yeah. Yeah.
See, it's questions like that, Sarah, that make people think that you're spotting the Photoshop with luck. And not just that you're suddenly a regular Nancy Drew now.
It's Alia's miles away, isn't it?
That's a little bit. I thought it was fun. I think it's funny that Sarah is the catalyst to so much of this.
Right, yeah, because I don't even think Kit would be investigating this if Sarah hadn't been complaining that Carla doesn't answer her emails.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it's fun. It's making me laugh. I don't think it's meant to be making me laugh, but it's making me laugh.
It's so ridiculous.
That stupid fucking green jacket and that balaclava, man. I'm going to be thinking about that for quite some time.
And not in a good way.
So as we approach Corriedale's, I think this is going to be one of the main parts of it. Maybe we don't get a resolution, but I think Becky's going to get found out because we're tantalisingly close to it. I thought it was possibly going to get a little bit closer to it than we got this week, but it feels like it's just within touching distance. And I wonder, I'm so desperate to give Swain the benefit of the doubt that every time we see her looking unhappy or unhappily agreeing to do something, there's a part of me that's thinking she's not fallen for this.
But she is.
That she knows that she's getting played here.
But she doesn't.
That she's going to raise a finger at one point and say, stop,
Yeah, she won't.
this is not what it seems.
Yeah, they've totally ruined this
And
character.
call
And it makes me
shenanigans
so
on the
sad.
whole thing.
I'm so sad that they have ruined Lisa Swain for us.
There are opinions that she's been manipulated here and she's someone that we should be sympathetic towards. And I'm almost surprised that the level of manipulation that is going on isn't as high as you would expect it to be.
Yeah, it's
That-
barely there.
No, that Becky is lying to her, sure. But none of these lies would stand up to any scrutiny if Swain was just the Swain that she was before Becky turned back up again.
Right, exactly.
that it would take 5 minutes of following her. It would take a heavy line of questioning.
Right.
It would be listening to other people
Yeah.
who are telling you something that you maybe don't want to hear.
Right.
So it's maybe not the manipulation, but maybe the willingness to go along with this, and the willingness for Betsy's sake. For Betsy's an adult and can do what she wants, and if she wants to go and live in Spain with Becky, then have
That's
at
fine.
it.
I think there is I think part of it may be that if she accepts that these things that Kit and Carla are telling her are true, that means that she fell in love with and married and had a child with a very terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it is sometimes hard to accept that you love a terrible person.
But the seeds of that were planted fairly deeply the second that Becky showed back up again.
And even before then, remember, even before Becky showed up, these seeds of doubt were planted in Lisa by Ant and Dec that Becky was dirty. And Lisa was investigating that as something that might be credible. And that completely goes out the window once Becky miraculously raises from the dead. So I don't...
Whereas that Lazarus stunt should have really confirmed at least some of what she suspected was
Right,
true.
exactly.
I want her to be smart about this, but I really don't see it either.
No, it's sad.
Our next storyline is Meet the Driscolls. Just a few scenes on Monday and Tuesday for this,
a wee
Helen.
bit.
Just a few scenes.
Just a wee bit.
With Eva Cakes off shopping, Will asks Ben if he's sure the baby was his, because let's remember that Eva Cakes had a pregnancy with Ben when Ben had gone back to his wife some years ago. She'd confided in Adam, who she'd met in Hull, because that happens. And all of this was revealed to the entire pub by Maggie. And Maggie was then thrown out. So Will wants to know if Ben is sure that the baby was his and thinks that his dad was out of order throwing his gran out. But Ben quickly realises that Maggie is behind this, so he accuses Maggie of being in cahoots with Will, and she turns on the waterworks about this by crying, not the other waterworks, and apologises to him about attacking Eva, and she asks to move back. Oh, fuck off, Maggie. Oh, where's my fuck off Maggie button?
You have a fuck off Maggie button now?
Yeah, got a fuck off Maggie button last week, remember?
Oh, fuck off, Maggie.
Oh, yes, now I remember.
Yeah, there it is.
Why couldn't you have gotten that in an Irish accent is what I'd like to know.
It's not an Irish accent.
It's an English accent, isn't it?
Oh, fuck off, Maggie.
On Tuesday, Eva isn't pleased that Maggie's back in the pub, but Ben just wants everyone to move on. Privately, Eva offers an olive branch, but Maggie refuses it for murdering her grandchild.
Ugh.
Will has followed Megan and Daniel to speed dial, and he's getting very good at his Simon Barlow snarl at this point. And that's all that happens there. So,
Yes.
as suspected, Maggie's got back into the pub.
Yes,
I did like it when she got chucked out.
me too.
I hope that happens more often.
Yes.
All right, next up is Theo No Sleeves.
Boo!
On Monday, Glenda has booked the bistro for her and Georgie's birthdays. They're not twins, but their birthdays are close enough together, and it's Georgie's 60th. Christina's disappointed that the place isn't decorated better, so goes off to do that. In Nina's roles, Todd reaches out to Summer to apologise for the film festival thing, and they go off to shop for Georgie's birthday present together. This leaves Billy and Theo awkwardly together. And Billy says, oh, Todd's looking a little bit more like himself, and Theo's like, he's always like that. Oh, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Later at the party, while they're waiting on George, Summer tells Billy that Todd is going to be late because Theo thought he should change first. And Billy sucks a thoughtful tooth about this, but says that he was in good spirits when they were shopping. Then George arrives, and now the party can get started, which rubs Glenda up the wrong way.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Nick and Todd are chatting for the first time in decades about jogging routes, and of course, Sarah mentions to Theo how Nick was Todd's first crush.
And this is why Glenda booked the bistro. And also, Sarah, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Why would you say this? Why would you even tell your friend's partner about this thing that is a nothing burger at this point? Why? Why would you say that? Why would anybody say this?
Because she's still no forgiving him. Theo sees Nick rubbing Todd's arm and is instantly furious, and during the party, he accuses Todd of flirting and ushers him out. And they drive off somewhere to get a cake.
Yes.
And on the way back to the car, Theo accuses Todd of making a fool of him, so abandons him in the middle of nowhere without a coat in the pissing rain.
Right. In December.
On Tuesday.
The show remembers that it's cold now that Betsy has shut that window.
Yes. On Tuesday, but this is really later on the same night, Glenda's having an existential crisis about her life and her loneliness, and she chooses to speak to, checks notes, Sean about this, who pulls her off to Dancing Queen.
But not like that.
Just as Theo comes back with the cake. And this is what I hate about Theo the most.
And makes a big deal about it.
Is the big deal he makes to everyone about...
Oh, here I am with the cake, and nobody says, where the hell is Todd?
Right. Until Billy comes along and then wonders, where the hell is Todd?
Right.
Theo says he went home to bed because he'd had a few too many to drink, which Billy doesn't believe.
Right, because he only had one.
Mm-hmm. He finds Todd's phone, which makes him more concerned, but Theo mocks Billy and then distracts everyone with the cake. Meanwhile, Todd is walking home in the rain, and when he gets back to the street, he's met by Billy, who's shocked to see him freezing cold and soaking wet.
Yes, because it's not raining on the street. It was only raining wherever that cake shop was.
Yes. Todd initially
Do you think it was that, what is it, Early Bird Bakery?
It wasn't. It was Three Little Birds.
Three Little Birds, yes. I think so. It has a bird in it. Mm-hmm. That particular bakery.
If it was, I certainly hope that Todd paid for it. So, Todd initially goes along with Theo's story, but then admits that he's been insensitive at the party, and Theo has certain expectations of a relationship. Very worried, Billy gives Todd a key to his flat for the next time this happens, and that was quite chilling.
Yes.
The next time this happens.
Right.
Todd says he needs to go back. And then there's a great shot off the corner where you've got Billy on one side and you've got Todd on the other, and they can't see each other because of the corner, and so Billy doesn't see that Todd is in two minds about whether he's going to go back to the flat or not. But then he goes back to the flat.
Ah.
I really liked that. I thought it was a great shot. On Hogmanay, Theo apparently has apologised for last night and proclaims his love for Todd and has ideas for sexy time that Todd likes the sound of. Theo wants to make some resolutions, like Todd should show more affection to me in public. But then he finds the key to Billy's and Todd's trousers and doesn't like Todd's excuse that it's so summer is never locked out. In the Rovers, Billy sees Alia and asks her about Tim's dad and the coercive control storyline from a few years ago. Alia explains that Yasmin didn't realise it was happening and she was brainwashed and gaslit, and this all sounds familiar to Billy, who says his parishioner is going through the same. Alia advises caution and not to push too hard on it. Meanwhile, Mary is telling a steamy story about an Italian New Year tradition that she adopted about wearing red underwear for luck.
Ha-ha.
Brian is keen to know if she's wearing them now.
Ha-ha. So the show is like, all right, fine. We'll put Brian and Mary together.
But who was it? Was it Adam that told Brian, hey, sir, that's a bit much.
Yes, because, Mary initially was talking to Adam about
she was
her underpants.
Draped over him, as per
yes.
usual. That's always funny. Mary says the chaffing is horrendous, though. Well,
which you can attest to.
While Theo's having a drink with Gary, Todd goes to the Rovers and meets Summer, Billy and George. Todd's very on edge. Billy checks to see if he's okay, and Todd says Billy is overreacting. Billy tells him how worried he is about him, and when Theo comes in, Todd gives him a big sloppy kiss and then gets down on one knee and proposes to him. After a dramatic pause, Theo agrees and then declares drinks are on the house, so Eva cracks out the expensive Prosecco. Billy congratulates Todd, but then asks him if he's sure. Todd says that he is and asks Billy to trust him. Later in a quiet corner of the pub, Aga tells Billy about Clare's law, which allows someone to request information about their partner to see if they have an abusive past. And of course, Theo is hanging around out of sight and overhears all this. So he approaches Todd after the bells and accuses him of telling Billy that he's in an abusive relationship, and that he embarrassed himself and Theo tonight with a down on one knee pish. Billy sees this tense conversation.
This will get worse.
Yeah, I have a horrible feeling it's going to get worse.
Well, it gets worse
Well, it
this
gets
week.
worse this week, yeah.
And when we get there, Thea's line of questioning and line of reasoning is really offensive to everyone.
It's just it's the same thing that's happening over and over again here, where Theo says something, and then when he's got any cause whatsoever, or even no cause whatsoever, to be upset about something, the thing he's just agreed to, or the thing that he said was fine, turns out not to be fine.
Right.
So when he wanted more public displays of affection, he didn't.
Right.
And when he wants Todd to be more thinking about him, he doesn't, because this is Todd going down on one knee, and he doesn't
Right.
like that because that makes Theo a woman somehow,
Right, which we haven't gotten to
which we
yet.
haven't got to yet. So New Year's Day, Summer and Billy pop over to see Todd and Theo before they go to Debbie's wedding, with Billy not falling for Theo's bullshit for 1 minute. As they chat about the wedding, Theo starts talking about the imagined abused woman that Billy has in his congregation. Billy can't talk about it, but knows that Theo is on to him now.
Right, yeah. He's
They-
like, and rightly so. That's private information. I cannot talk about a parishioner.
And then he says, and I've already said too much, because
Yes.
he shouldn't have been talking to Ali about it either.
Right.
Then Summer spills something because she's a fucking child, and they leave, and Theo snaps at Todd to clear up the mess. After Todd's cleaned it up, Theo's keen to know why Todd treats him like a woman, and demands a fucking sandwich, and pushes Todd to the floor and starts kicking lumps out of him.
what a woman feels like when I ask you to make me a sandwich. Fuck off. It makes me wonder how much of Danielle's kind of levity and taking no bullshit from Theo is real or just kind of a front. And is she maybe relieved to no longer be in a relationship with that man?
Mm-hmm.
You know? It makes me wonder if there's a housemaid situation going on here.
Yeah, I feel like Danielle didn't stand for his bullshit one little bit.
Yeah.
And he hated that.
Right. I
Or-
don't know.
But it's a really weird
Because-
situation, because the whole dynamic of that relationship doesn't seem to jive
With this.
Theo and his other relationships.
Which I think proves the point that they never meant to go this way when they first started writing this story. But then they just realized that not enough people cared about the whole coercive control thing, or it was too hard for them to write the coercive control thing. So like, well, what else can we do to fuck these people up?
When I put out the In Memoriam for 2025 and included Noah in it,
Right.
there was a lot of people that were questioning. It was really weird how he went out off camera with a heart
Right,
attack, because
yeah.
everyone was sure that Danielle had killed him,
Or Theo
had
had
killed him, or
him.
Gary had killed him, or
Right.
but no, nothing like that has
No.
happened. He was just a character who had served his purpose, and now,
Right, and now he's
now
dead.
he's out. And that really does suggest that the brainwashing and the conversion therapy aspect of it died when Noah died.
Right. Because we haven't even seen Theo snap his little rubber band for a while.
There's been suggestions that he's hurting himself,
Right. Well, we see him hit himself,
but
but like the whole like obsessive compulsive snapping thing.
But it does seem to me that the conversion therapy stuff was the stuff that we found the most interesting
Yeah.
about it, and we've said that many times.
Yes.
It does strike me that that story just ran out of steam, or there was nowhere that they could take it, or there was nowhere that they were confident they could take it.
Right.
So instead of that, we'll just make it this.
Or maybe they got one too many Ofcom complaints about people who think conversion therapy's okay.
I don't think so. I don't think it's that.
I mean,
It's very weird that Noah goes out of it. That aspect of it is gone.
And then-
that's the interesting part of it. And then
then all of a sudden Theo's personality changes completely.
yeah, but there was always the idea that he was hiding part of it, or he wasn't being his 100% self. But then the reasons for that and what he's hiding become very different.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just
So I don't know.
The whole like, oh, do you think I'm a strong man? Do you think I could be on that show? Because you think I'm a woman. Because you proposed to me. And it's like, it's 2025. I think we've all seen enough videos of two men, one on one knee, proposing to the other one. Mm-hmm. This is not a thing where you think, oh, this means I'm a woman. No, that's not. And also, make me a sandwich. Seriously. Because, like, up until this point, have we ever, like, seen Theo really be misogynistic?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So for all of a sudden, he's a misogynist who thinks that telling someone to make you a sandwich makes them feel like a woman feels weird. Mm. It's like he's trying to find reasons to be mad at Todd.
100%. Yes, that's exactly what he's doing.
It's like he's grasping at straws just to have an excuse to kick fuck out of Todd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were going to have an argument about something. When the mist clears, Theo is apologetic, then swears Todd to secrecy and asks why he punishes him. Which we went a whole 360 there, didn't we?
Yes. This is all Todd's fault, don't you know?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Don't tell anybody. This is your fault. Theo is distracted by a phone call, which allows Todd to sneak out. When he comes back, Theo's nowhere to be seen, so Todd starts packing the bag, and he dinges a call from Theo and continues packing. He's about to leave when he gets an apologetic message from Theo saying that he can't live without him. So Todd doesn't leave, and when Theo comes back, he says he wasn't suicidal, but then notices that Todd had only packed one bag for Debbie's wedding. He says they both hurt each other, but insists that they're good together, but Todd thinks that they're bad for each other, and there's no excuse for violence. Theo agrees, wants to move forward.
And I've seen complaints about this. It seems like Todd, more than Yasmin was, recognizes that this is bad.
Yes.
And yet stays anyway.
Yes.
It's like he's afraid, he recognizes it's bad, which feels more like an abusive relationship than a coercive relationship.
He recognizes it's bad, but only when he's talking to Theo about it.
Right, yeah, like he doesn't want anybody else to know. Like he's still protecting Theo.
Mm-hmm. Because the conversation that he has with Theo about this is very different from the conversation he has with Billy about it later.
Right.
I feel kind of bad about thinking that myself, because it's like...
victim blaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's more writer blaming, isn't it?
Quite possibly.
It's like, did they throw away the notes on coercive control once they were done with Yasmin? And not consult with anybody else because of how mad the Kidney Foundation probably still is at them?
All we know is that it ends with a crushed chicken. So in the pub, Summer and Billy are looking at the photos from last night, and it's clear and obvious the panic in Todd's face as he proposed. At the hotel in Yorkshire, Theo has run Todd a bath, and when he has the room to himself, he steals Todd's passport from his bag. What was that all about?
Well, because he doesn't want Todd leaving the country. Because that's the only way to leave Theo, isn't it? You have to leave the whole country?
Apparently so. On Friday, when Billy gets to the hotel for the wedding, Theo is watching from his room and the two of them exchange an icy glare. After the ceremony, Theo keeps Todd off the fizz, saying it's orange juice for them. But then James bumps into Todd and spills orange juice down himself, and Theo's like, oh, it'd have to be James, wouldn't it?
Right, yeah, like Todd did that on purpose?
Mm-hmm. So he sends Todd off to go and clean himself up, and this is seen by Billy, who follows Todd into the bathroom.
But not like that.
No, it's exactly like that.
Well...
he follows him into the bathroom.
Right, but not like in a George Michael sort of way. Rest in peace.
Billy sees the bruises on Todd's body, and Todd says it's as much him as it is Theo, and he has proof. So back in the room, Todd shows Billy the edited footage that shows him in a bad light. Todd runs off back to the reception, but if there's one thing years in the clergy has taught Billy, it's the ability to spot doctored webcam footage.
Right, yeah. Billy says before Todd even leaves, he's like, wait a second, no, this has been edited, and it's been edited poorly.
And in the laptop's recycling bin, he finds the original footage, which I believe is something I kind of thought should happen weeks ago.
Right. And also lots of footage of other incidents where Theo is abusive to Todd.
Yeah. Todd gets back and sees Theo getting wired into the fizz. And he's sent back to get changed again because his shirt is still wet. So Todd sees Billy watching the real footage. "Well, Todd, what has he done to you?" says Billy. Todd refuses to watch this, saying that Theo loves him. Billy says, "This isn't
not-
love."
This isn't love.
See, you could see me. I hit him. You didn't hit him. You shoved him.
You shoved Theo and Mike.
You've got a habit of shoving people.
Yes.
And that's as far as I get with that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so the way that he talks to Billy about this is that it's either misunderstood or it's
Or he shouldn't have provoked
50-50.
him,
It's
yeah.
a bit from here and it's a bit from there. But when he's pushed to confront Theo about it, he's very blunt and very honest and very truthful in what he says. But he can't say that to Billy.
Right.
And he certainly can't leave, even though the thoughts crossed in his mind. A couple of times we've seen him about to go back to the flat and he's kind of paused and thought about it. And the thing that, again, trying not to say there is a clear avenue here for you to leave this, and that's to go back to Eileen's, just down the street,
Right, yeah.
and tell George and Christina will help you and they'll
Right.
protect you, and
Yeah.
tell Billy and he'll help you and protect
Right.
you as well, because these people love you.
Right.
And it's frustrating when that doesn't happen.
Right. Well, it was frustrating with Yasmin as well.
It was very frustrating. And the same things are happening, cutting out the people that matter to you. Although Todd's sort of let those people back in again because Theo's had to allow that to happen.
Right.
Otherwise, Todd was going to fly off. So it's like give him a little bit of
Right.
leads, but then pull him back again.
Right. It's like Theo has to accept that Todd's going to go back and work for George.
For now. Because at some point, Theo can put an end to that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate that they had Todd propose to Theo. I just feel like that was unnecessary. Because this is Todd we're talking about. Todd who likes to sow his oats
Well, not so much recently.
all over the place. And then this guy that's not great and he has dumped people for less. That's the one you're going to propose to? I know you're getting long in the tooth there, pal, but still.
It's the public display of affection thing. It's almost like it's just a reaction to that, being told that
Right.
you need to be more affectionate to me, so therefore I will propose to you.
Right.
It's like the biggest display of affection he can possibly do.
Right.
But he must know that, and yeah, I think he does know that this isn't going to calm Theo in any way, and it's not going to change the relationship in any way, because
No.
Theo is who Theo is.
Correct.
I don't know, it's just
Yeah. Not a fan.
not a fan, but I'm glad that Billy is
Finally.
getting close to it, and he's
Right.
seen it now, and at the end of this week he pretty much has all the information on it,
Right. Yeah.
which makes his position a dangerous one,
Yes. that
Theo can't allow this straggler to be out there with all this information. And because when we heard that Billy was going out of it, and we jumped to the conclusion
That Theo was
with
going to
the
murder
prediction
him.
that it was going to be Theo's hand is going to be behind this. I think is Theo a killer? Because it takes an awful lot, and maybe a different personality, some of the time anyway, to actually take somebody's life. But I think now the way that they've been portraying it, I can see this as being almost credible, that Theo would kill Billy if he knows that Billy knows.
Or that Theo will go out of his way to hurt Billy
Take it too far.
and take it too far.
It's difficult to say in any more different words how I don't like this. So let's move on.
Yes.
our final storyline of the week.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Shona.
We are. We're going to, like I said, remember, I said we're going to slip those little incidentals into other storylines.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
yep.
'cause I'm not going to give them storylines on their own because it would be like 30 seconds and it's done.
Right, yeah. Okay.
So sucks to be a Webster. On Monday, Abby's mood makes Carl think that she's still upset about the job with James thing. That's between you and James, says Abby, and she leaves for the shops, but Carl forces a big smacker on her, which makes Abby throw up in her mouth a wee bit. Abby goes to see Tracy and looks like she needs a pee as she tells her that Carl is cheating on her, and that liquid has got to come out somewhere, so she starts to cry. Meanwhile, Fizz is furious when Tyrone says that he's skipping his physio. This is the last day that Tyrone is supposed to get off the bars, and insists that he goes on his own because Fizz is going out and Evelyn can't be fucked, as she's intending on stealing blinis from the bistro.
Yes.
When Evelyn comes back, Tyrone is still there, so she calls him a filthy liar. Tyrone says that it's his choice whether he goes to the physio or not, and Evelyn agrees, but she does it in a way that sounds like she's calling him a pussy.
Yes.
On Tuesday, Tracy once again is under the misapprehension that she's fit as fuck, as she tells Abby she's the second fittest woman on the show. When she learns that Carla's doing James, she isn't all that surprised, but she tells Abby to stop being a sap and remember who she is.
Tracy is understandable, perfectly understands the concepts of gender fluidity because she's shagged a woman before.
That's true. And she does have that cream winter coat.
It's true.
Abby takes heart at this, and she and Tracy reckon that she should fleece him off the money he's been putting aside while Abby's been living off credit cards. When Carl gets home, he's sad about his mum being dead. Abby says that she'd be proud of him, following his heart, and she reckons they'll be soon in Germany. Carl is non-committal, but then he insists that he'd do anything for her. Meanwhile, Tyrone went to his physio session after all, and when Evelyn comes back, she sees Tyrone up on crutches. He thanks Evelyn for her reverse psychology and for encouraging to go to the session. On Hogmanay, Carl goes to see Debbie, Biggs gets Ronnie instead. He's upset about his dead mum. Fucking hell, Carl, it's been a week, get over it. The funeral director has asked if he wants to see the body, so Ronnie agrees to go with him. And Carl seems to be quite touched by this, that Ronnie would go and see a dead body with him in his spare time. At the Rape Hotel,
the week he's getting married.
Mm-hmm. At the Rape Hotel, Leanne bumps into Ryan, who she slept with, let's remember.
Yes, let's remember that.
She's here on a date with Glenn on New Year's Eve. Ryan, though, suspects Carl has been buying cheap booze, and he can't check because Carl has all the passwords.
No. It isn't Ryan initially who thinks that Carl has been swapping out the good booze for the cheap booze. It's, what's his name?
Raphael.
Yes. Let's give Raphael credit where credit is due.
Raphael Erasure. Seeing his dead mum has put Carl in a reflective mood. He didn't have a good relationship with her, didn't say goodbye, and maybe this is why he has such issues with relationships today. Ronnie asks if he loves Abby, and he doesn't answer. And he never answers, and we don't see what he says.
Nope.
And we don't even get an idea of what he said.
And we don't get any pushback from Ronnie, who
Instead,
cannot be fucked.
Instead, the conversation moves to Debbie and looking forward to the future. Ronnie explains how much Debbie loves Carl. This is what families are for. Back home, Abby manages to get into Carl's online banking and is shocked to see how much money he's hoarding. She encourages Carl to go and pick up a curry so she can do some snooping, and she finds that Carl also has a one-way ticket to Dusseldorf booked for January 2nd.
Yikes.
He's going to miss Corriedales. In the hotel, Leanne has kicked Glenn to the curb because he wouldn't stop talking about sheds. And she encourages Ryan to speak to Debbie, but he needs evidence first. And there's a little to and fro between the two of them about how, because Ryan is worried that he'd lose his job, and Leanne says, well, you can come work at Speed Dial with me.
Uh-huh.
And Ryan says, the sexual tension.
Yeah. And he's not wrong.
And Leanne's like, oh, that was ages ago. And plus, you were a chatty Cathy in bed afterwards. Jeez,
right, yes.
What a turn off.
But also the sexual tension. And then Leanne disappears for the rest of the week.
Yes.
Which disappoints me.
Meanwhile, Tyrone is on his crutches. Fizz is dead proud. Evelyn thinks it's like Chariots of Fire.
Which was hilarious.
Yep. She then spends the next few hours explaining Robbie Burnstone. Kev comes in looking for a quiet place to see in the new year, but Ty and Fizz talk him into going along with them to the Rovers. Tyrone gets in the pub on his crutches and gets a 3 cheers from a packed pub, leaving Kev feeling very isolated, and he quietly leaves for some oven chips. Tyrone realises that he's gone and hurries after him and tells him that he can't keep running away. Everyone has their own problems, says Tyrone. They've both had a rotten year, and they decide to say fuck off to it together.
Woohoo!
On New Year's Day, Debbie goes to see Sally, who has arranged a surprise pamper session ahead of the wedding. Debbie doesn't like surprises, but soon gets into the swing of things.
She looks like she's about ready to cry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was beautiful.
As the ladies that pamper themselves and talk about toe jobs, Debbie has a lovely time and just wishes that Carl and Kev could get along for the wedding, and this gives Sally something to think about. Back at Kev's, Jack is supposed to be working on his drone project, but is waiting on his laptop to charge because we have a 44-minute episode to fill. Instead, he and Kev record a tik-tok. Did you enjoy the tik-tok?
Do I ever enjoy a TikTok?
I thought they could have practiced it more.
Yeah.
Or was the fun in it the fact that they hadn't practiced it? Jack seemed to be enjoying himself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of funny that Kev doesn't know how to dance.
They're interrupted by Sally, who has a private word with Kev, and asks him to play nice for Debbie on their wedding day, and this gives Kev something to think about. At the Rape Hotel, Abby is about to foot her with Carl's unattended phone for a bit when Kev comes in looking for a chat, and he offers a truce for Debbie's wedding just so long as they stay out of each other's way. Abby is impressed that Kev would reach out like that. So Sally is able to share the news that Carl and Kev have agreed to play nice, which is good because the wedding is tomorrow. In the pub, Ed checks to make sure the wedding is something that Ronnie really wants, and Ronnie doesn't appreciate this line of questioning and insists that he loves Debbie even more since her diagnosis. At the flat, Carla's having a bath and Abby finishes her snoop on his phone when she discovers that he's withdrawn all the money that he had in his account.
Yes, $18,700.
Pounds. At Kev's, Jack has finished his drone project and Kev looks over his shoulder at it and is shocked to see Carl getting in the car that knocked down Tyrone.
Yes. Yes. Jack leaves to get popcorn so that they can watch the completed movie. And Kev is just like, I'm going to fuck around with this anyway while I wait.
Yep. Well, if it was Billy would have been getting the After Effects out and get some motion tracking going on with it.
Right, yeah. Fix the lighting.
Kev can't do that, though.
No.
As an aside, and nothing to do with this storyline, David is asleep under the tree while Shona takes the decorations down, which allows a conversation about bad luck that I'm sure isn't foreshadowing at all. Later, Shona starts having twinges, so they grab her a bag and they go to the hospital to get checked out. And the official word from hospital is indigestion. But David is happy they got it checked out. And they have March 18th earmarked as a date the exit procedure is going to be taken care of. So that makes Shona currently 6 months pregnant then?
Well, it's the surgery, right? It's not like the birth.
Well, I thought it was for the cesarean.
Right, but they're going to be opening her up, performing surgery on the baby, and then closing her back up again.
Oh, but she's already massive.
I don't think she's massive enough, though.
No, there's another 3 months bacon to be done yet, but...
Right. I thought for sure they said that they would have to do the surgery before the baby was born.
Oh, who knows? If anybody knows, let us know.
For developmental reasons. Because if they don't fix it, then the baby will continue to develop with this problem, which will make it a bigger problem.
Well, maybe that happens before March then. On Friday, ahead of the wedding, near a farm near Emmerdale, Debbie is recording a video for herself so that she can remember later. And it's very lovely and it's moving.
Yes. And she looks fantastic.
She does. She really does.
She looks so good.
Christina is on hand with the fizz. Back on the street, the car calls for Kev, who brings his laptop with the footage with him. Abby invites James to travel with her and Carl, but we learn Carl is fetching the rings from the flat where he finds and pockets the Call Elaine post-it.
Yeah.
And there's a tick on it.
Yeah.
Which suggests that she's done it.
Yeah.
So then why did she keep it on the She should have torn that down then if it was done.
Right, but let's not forget that Debbie told Ronnie she never called her back. So maybe she doesn't remember that she called her back. Or maybe she thought she called her back and put a check mark on it, but never actually called her.
I was so confused about that.
Yeah. And it is at this point that I realize that the original lineup for the Ladies Who Lunch is missing a member. All of a sudden, Leanne's no longer part of this fun group.
No.
And it makes me wonder why not. It makes me sad because Leanne needs joy in her life. They need to put Leanne back with these ladies.
Yeah, maybe she had the day off or whatever.
She's not even at the wedding, which makes me sad.
Yeah, and
everybody's at the
everyone's
wedding.
Daniel's at the wedding.
Right. Without Megan, which is interesting because I thought for sure he invited her as his date.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. There's a minibus taking people to the wedding, which is usually spelling disaster.
Yes.
As Abby packs the car, she finds a bag of cash in the boot. Once they get to the hotel, she checks again, but the bag is gone. But there are some old newspapers there, and Abby has an idea.
Yes, she does.
Meanwhile, Bernie and Debbie are rooting through the woods looking for yellow jasmine for luck or something, because Bernie had forgotten the rabbit's foot. Bernie soon spots it. Back at the hotel, Glenda's earning her money with the most lacklustre conducting of a dementia choir I've seen in many a year. But that is the dementia choir.
Right.
And they're a thing.
Yes.
And that was them.
Yes.
And that's really cool.
It is.
Glenda, though, was just waving her arms about. She's not really conducting anybody.
Well.
They know what they're doing. It's Billy that's on the piano, just for old time's sake.
Yes.
In the middle of the congregation, Carl checks his flight status for Dusseldorf as he's sitting right next to Abby.
I know, like with not even right next to her. She's like behind him, so she can see that phone the whole time.
There's mild panic as Debbie is missing, and during the search, Kev comes very close to decking Carl when Carl offers to help Tyrone.
Yes.
But never fear, Bernie's got Debbie on the back of a golf cart.
Yes.
And the two of them soon reappear.
Yes, and it's hilarious. Because they were lost in the woods briefly.
Yeah, and Debbie's got her trainers on, and she thinks this is hilarious.
Yes.
Bride found, the ceremony can begin with the dementia choir and a solo from Debbie singing On Top of the World.
Which is fantastic.
And she's led down the aisle by Kevin Carl.
Love it.
Oh.
So good. So good. So good. So good.
It really was. Ronnie fucks up his vows, but who cares because they're both looking amazing. The two of them just look fantastic.
So good.
Ronnie could be the next James Bond.
He should be.
And Debbie, her dress is stunning. Her
hair is stunning.
And the little
feather crown. I love that.
The makeup, everything. They've really done a fantastic job.
So good.
Debbie's looking
I may have mentioned
$1 million.
Absolutely.
Debbie freestyles her vows, which makes everyone shift uncomfortably in their seats for a moment. Her vow is that she loves Ronnie and she'll tell him that every day, and then I had a wee bit of trouble typing for a moment or two after that.
Yes.
After the ceremony, Carl actually tries to get his hole with James, who
Which
knocks
is
him back.
Hilarious.
As an aside, Asha is off her meds, and she asks Amy to keep quiet about it. Amy wants to talk to Tracy about it at the wedding, but all Tracy cares about is Cassie eating the extra cheesecake. So Amy storms off. Cassie realises that something's up and follows, and Tracy follows Cassie. So Amy talks to Cassie about Asha, and Cassie advises talking to Asha about it.
Right.
Then Tracy comes round the corner, furious that Amy would choose to speak to Cassie rather than her.
And Amy rightly points out, I've been trying to talk to you all day, and you won't listen to me.
Back to the story. Outside, Abby meets Kev, and she explains that she knows how much she hurt him, and she did it for a man who only loves himself. Kev is surprised that she's come round and promises he's going to lay him out when they get home, but Abby tells him it'll be too late, he's fucking off to Germany today. And this infuriates Kev more than he already was, and he already was pretty fucking furious. And he goes off to get his laptop. It's speech time, and Debbie throws away Ronnie's prompt cards and tells him to go rogue just like she did. He's not as good at it, but he says wife enough times to win over the audience. Before Kev's speech, James tries to confess to Abby, but she tells him to sit down and shut the fuck up. She knows what she's doing. Kev's speech requires an enormous TV behind him, and he introduces footage that he says everyone needs to see, but then it turns out to be the TikTok video that he made the other day with Jack, and everyone soils their unders, laughing at Kev's pathetic attempts at dancing. I did think that was quite funny.
It was funny. It was funny, especially the way Kev's like, now, just want to warn you guys, you may be shocked and offended by this footage.
You're going to see something that's going to make you think of people in a different light.
Right.
Etc., etc.
And there he is, doing his little dance.
Now, what I didn't mention was, as Kev is walking with his laptop,
right,
Abby's watching Kev, and Carl seems to be watching Abby and Kev. And later on, there's going to be the insinuation that this tips Carl off somehow.
Yeah, just seeing Kev walk with a laptop tips him off that Kev has footage of him stealing a car.
From a drone?
And he'll have enough time to not only switch the laptops, but put the footage of the TikTok on the laptop that's there and cue it up. He does not have time to do any of that, much less all of it.
No.
And also, he must be psychic to know that there's something on that laptop that is going to hurt him.
I thought what was going to happen was Kev was going to make this blunder because Kev doesn't know how to work a fucking computer. But later on, maybe in the next scene, he's got it working now. Here's the real thing I wanted to show you.
Right.
But it never happens.
No, because everybody gets mad at Kev.
Because Kev's got mad with Jack. Because
And
he blames
Carl.
Jack for fucking the video up.
Right.
Mary says that Kevin's got the hips of a much younger man.
And they don't lie.
Kev sees Carl and fucking goes for him, accusing him of stealing the video, and Carl pretends he doesn't know what video he's talking about. So Kev
Because
spits
he
out.
has no reason to know what the video is he's talking about.
So Kev spits out that Carl was the one what hit Tyrone in a stolen car, but he doesn't have the proof, and Carl denies it. So Kev storms off to Abby's room for some reason, where Tyrone says Carl was on a call out the day that he got knocked down and doesn't appreciate Kev pulling a stunt like this rather than going to the police or him.
And Kev's like, I just found this footage last night.
And I told you about it. Abby congratulates Kev on giving Carl an easy one and then throws him out of the room. And we see that she's fixed the bag.
Yay.
A few £100 is covering those old copies of Weather Gazette.
Which is hilarious.
Later, a drunk Carl comes back to the room and Abby tells him she knows everything about the one-way ticket, about getting his hole off of James. Not the money, though. Carl somehow figured out the drone footage thing and smashes Kev's laptop in front of her. This will corrupt those files.
Right, yeah. He doesn't even smash it. He just drops it and says, whoops, there's the files corrupted. And it's like, that's not how that works.
He mocks her, mocks how it was fun with her until it was about arguments and childcare, and he mocks her to beg Kev to take her back. But when she says that she thinks he probably did hit Tyrone, that takes the wind out of his sails. She throws her whole life in the air for him. She loved him, and this is how he treats her, and she leaves him to it.
Right, yeah. And he also tries to gaslight her when she confronts him about the tickets, the one-way ticket to Dusseldorf.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, well, I was just going back to take care of some things. And she's like, it's a one-way ticket. How stupid do I look?
Right. Debbie goes to see Carl and asks him for the truth about Tyrone, but Carl turns the tables on her and says that he wants to know the truth about Elaine and shows her the ticked post-it saying that you did speak to her. It's ticked, you spoke to her after all. And then she says, but you'd said that she never loved you or something.
Right.
And furious, Carl storms off with his bag of old Weather Gazettes. And that's how we end this week's episodes.
Yes.
But during that,
You thought something was going to be admitted, didn't you?
I thought Debbie 100% was going to say,
I'm your real
I'm
mom.
your mum.
It did look like it was going to head that way.
It did, didn't it?
It did.
Have we talked about this in the flagship before, or did we
Yes,
just
we
talk
have.
about it on Spoiler Alert?
I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week. The speculation.
Because the speculation seems to be growing that this is gathering a bit of momentum, that this is where we're going to go with this. But I think if we were going to go with it, surely that was the moment it was going to be revealed. She tries to blame it on her dementia as well.
Right, yes. And it's ridiculous that he's like, oh, you can't blame this on the dementia, when every single time she's forgotten something or he wants her to think that she forgot something, he's the one who's constantly like, oh, it's your dementia. Mm-hmm. So it works for him, but it doesn't work for her,
Yeah,
the person who is actually dementia.
Because he's a cad.
He is. In fact, he's worse than a cad. He's an asshole.
All right. Yeah, I did sense that was about to land, and I was begging for it not to.
And then it didn't, because it listened to you.
Because I don't know how satisfying that would be.
Yeah.
It opens up
A can of worms.
far too many unanswered questions.
Right, yeah.
If Debbie is Carl's mum,
Who's the dad?
is question number one.
Right.
And-
Which could have very icky answers.
And does this become a retcon? I don't think it does necessarily,
Is this Baby Rose all over again?
but it feels a bit
Yeah.
manufactured for drama.
Right. Or manufactured because the writers have been looking at social media again. Whoop, this is a speculation. We got to give the people what they want.
Well, because they know that most people aren't on Twitter and most people aren't on Reddit. So if they pick up something like this and run with it, most people that watch the show are going to be none the wiser. They're going to be
Yeah, but then they'll
haven't
be
played
like,
no part of it.
what the fuck is this? This is terrible.
Well, sure, there is that.
Yes,
I thought the wedding was great.
it was.
I thought the setting of it was fantastic.
It was. I really liked it.
Really glad that we had pushed the boat out a little bit and
Yeah.
gone off to somewhere that wasn't the hotel
Well,
or it wasn't the bistro.
right. There's a reason for that.
Well, sure. It was worth it. It was worth
It absolutely
the
was
extra
worth it,
expense. 'Cause
yeah.
seeing them in different surroundings and toilets that we don't recognise.
Right. Yes. That's always fun.
That's quite fun.
It was fun.
And
Just like Brian's blazer was fun.
I did not expect Brian to come out of that cubicle. And I expected somebody to comment on the aroma. Because you got to know Brian's shits are smelly. That was quite clever of Billy as well, just to linger a little bit. For Todd to come out thinking that
Everybody's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed, like, all the people who were there.
Yeah.
And that was nice and it was fun. Of course, it also left open to, why aren't these other people here? Because, like, they make this big deal of, oh, Debbie's inviting everybody on the street. And yet there are people in Debbie's life who aren't there.
Raphael's not there, but I guess somebody's got to look after the hotel.
Right. I would have liked for Raphael to be there, though.
More Raphael and more Raphael getting lines.
Right.
He's brilliant. Yeah, I loved the wedding. I loved the image of Debbie walking down the aisle singing, and she's got Kev and Carl on either side of her.
Right.
Looking genuinely happy. Everyone was looking genuinely happy at that
Yeah,
point.
it was lovely.
And I quite liked, there was almost a sense of relief with Carl. He tried to deny everything to Abby.
Right.
About the ticket and stuff
Right.
like that. But he gave up very easily.
Yeah.
And there was a sort of relief in him that it was finally out. And he didn't have to maintain this illusion any longer or keep this pantomime going. And he was so scathing in his attack on Abby about how, you know, for him it was all just a game and it was all just temporary, and she was the one that was wanting to make it permanent because he's going to say anything to her to
Right.
get into her pants.
Right, exactly. I also liked that brief moment when James was going to come clean to Abby, and Abby's like, oi, I already know, but I want him not to know that I know, so go away.
Go away and shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that would have let James off the hook a little bit too much. Although he didn't know about Abby at the time.
No, he didn't.
But he's been sitting on it for a while.
He has.
He could have done something about it.
Absolutely. But it also kind of shows that Abby doesn't blame James.
No. I was a bit surprised that Carl didn't protest that at all, really, did he?
No. Which is, I mean,
He's been caught.
red-handed.
That doesn't stop
so
people
to
trying
speak.
to deny it.
I
But
mean, I
It's
think
like he just didn't care.
I think after his rubbish lie about the plane tickets was clearly seen through by Abby, I think he just like mentally was like, well, there's really no point in trying to lie to her anymore.
He had said as well that he was going to level with her and then didn't.
Right.
He's had plenty of chances to do that as well. She's given him more than one opportunity just to pull out of all this.
He has.
If this isn't something that you want, just say so now.
Right.
And he's gone along with it.
Right.
And he really had nothing much to gain from it.
Yeah. It makes you wonder why. Is it just so that he could stay longer to steal more money from Debbie?
Yeah, I don't know that he needs Abby to be able to do that.
It leaves a lot of threads open for next week.
It does.
And a
Because
minibus.
presumably Jack still has his project
Right.
that has the drone footage in it.
Right. Yeah, that's been saved to the cloud, so it's not going to corrupt any files, Carl.
I think what we're getting, though, is later this same day, when we get into next week, I don't think much time has elapsed. I think what we're getting is the aftermath of it and the journey home. We know there's going to be a car crash of some nature.
In one way or another.
Oh, so maybe it's later on next week when some of this dust is finally going to settle, or the events of Corriedales are just going to throw the dust all over the place, and the map becomes very different once that's happened. I know there are a lot of people that are hoping that Corriedales is going to be the end of
A lot of this.
the end of Becky, the end of
Theo.
the end of Carl.
Yeah.
And I think it's unlikely that we're going to get...
All three.
If this was an episode that was just about Coronation Street, I think maybe then you get maybe two of them if you're lucky. But the fact that it's shared with Emmerdale, who have their own plates spinning.
Right.
They've got their own killer, apparently. You know, there are big storylines there that are looking for resolution. So I don't think we're going to see very much end. Maybe progressed. Maybe some new stuff. Who knows?
Who knows indeed.
But I'm, as you batter your face into the microphone, but I think I am looking into at Corriedales with a little bit more interest than I had beforehand.
I think I've already made it abundantly clear how I feel. It feels like a floating gun. It feels like a last-ditch attempt to make more people care because they're freaking out because fewer and fewer people are watching these shows and they're making less and less money. And it feels disingenuous to shove so many characters and so many storylines from both shows into one thing with like lots of boom boom, lots of explosions, lots of screaming and crying and stuff.
Yeah, I've been hesitant about that sort of thing before, and it's there are occasions where it's done well enough to win me over. I do kind of like the big week when we're building up to a big week, and this feels like a very big deal for them. And I'm quite appreciative and impressed by how they move these pieces in two different shows to a point where they can all converge in one. That takes a bit of planning, whether you like the stories or not, to get the timelines to work at one kind of singularity is impressive. When they did it for the tram week for the 50th anniversary, there were so many storylines that were all going on at the same time that all came together with the tram crash, and it was beautifully done. So there's a part of me that's hoping for that, and there's a part of me that's hoping that my ignorance of Emmerdale doesn't ruin what should be an impressive bit of storytelling.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I don't want the show to go away, because then what will we talk about?
Right. 'Cause we can't talk about Neighbours. We can't.
No.
We can't jump to that. We had that safety net for a while.
No.
That's gone.
I suppose we could do like a rewatch of Dallas. That would be fun.
Yeah. I'm not doing another podcast.
I am,
Oh, if this one stops.
Right.
Okay, yeah, sure, we do Dallas.
yes.
The talk of the ranch.
The brooms do Dallas.
Oh. Dearie me. Okay, that was the week that was Coronation Street. Then,
Yes.
Helen, tell me, what was your moment of the week?
Debbie walking down the aisle.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. They gave her and her wedding the importance it deserved. Mm-hmm. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a "You May Now Kiss the Bride" sort of thing, or
Right.
"I declare you now man and
Yeah.
wife," and
yeah.
that
It
didn't
was
happen.
like, wait a second. This isn't where the ceremony ends.
'Cause it
Where
seemed
you're
to
like,
be-
all right, let's go.
This party,
Yeah.
says Debbie, and that seemed to indicate we're done here.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, is everybody just going with it because Debbie has dementia?
I think so. And that we'll declare them husband and wife in a
Right,
minute.
yeah, because there was an uncomfortable moment during the speeches where Debbie just rips the cards out of Ronnie's hand and throws them behind her and says, I didn't use these. You shouldn't have to use these. And everybody kind of just looks at one another like, is this Debbie or is it the dementia?
Yeah, because I don't think Ronnie can pull this off.
No,
But he did.
he did.
Anyway,
He was fine.
Yes. Debbie walking down the aisle, singing her wee heart out, was our
Moment of the week.
boring moment of the week.
Becky's balaclava.
Oh, it was hilarious, wasn't it? Unintentionally hilarious.
It was dumb. And then the fire was pointless.
I don't understand how you can put out a fire like that and it's only damaged a few chairs.
Right.
That's not how fire works.
That's not how fire works. It isn't even how fire worked 60 odd years ago when Dennis lit a table on fire and Patrick Stewart came to take it out.
Yeah. And that wasn't a fever dream.
That was like far more involved, and they had to check under the floorboards to make sure that there weren't any ashes that had like hidden under the floorboards.
Attention to detail.
Took
I tell
20
you, Corrie,
minutes.
classic Corrie's attention to detail is impressive.
Yeah, as opposed to now.
That is our...
Boring moment of the week.
Yeah, I still think it was quite funny. There was something on Twitter that I saw where they'd taken Becky putting on the balaclava and the throwing her bomb and the glow and all that, and they put Irish rebel songs underneath it, which was kind of amusing.
Yay!
Alrighty, it's time for our Yay Meh section where we ask our Twitter followers to rank the show and let us know what they thought about it this week. For the first one of the year then, the voting was 6.1%,
Oh, interesting.
Meh 22.4%, and Yay 71.4%.
There we go.
A lot of people loving the show this week.
Yeah, which is all down to the wedding, isn't it?
Holly says, a bit meh, probs because we know next week is going to be dramatic. Becky and her balaclava in broad daylight was a new low for me, getting to the point where I'm feeling sorry for the woman who has to play her, so I'm hoping for some sort of resolution from Corriedale, to be honest.
Didn't you see her in something else this week?
She was in the movie Steve with Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
She plays a camera woman.
And her hair is washed.
Her hair has been washed.
Yeah.
She's in a movie with Cillian Murphy.
Right.
Well done, Amy Cudden.
Yes.
Well done.
And yet, you're still forced to play Becky as well.
And Laws says, one of the best episodes in a long, long time. Take out Becky, and it's perfect. That's a shame for her, though, because she has been stuck with this ridiculous character.
It's like the kid from Game of the Thrones all over again.
Joffrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't get a gig.
Yeah. Because people hate him so much.
Joffrey was a wee shit, though.
He was a wee shit.
Don't let those views and scores influence us, of course, Helen. So what score would you give this week's show out of 10?
I'm going to give it a 7, but that's based just on the wedding and the ladies who lunch.
I think I'm going to give it an 8. I did enjoy it this week. I'm just going along with it. The Swain stuff I'm finding ridiculous and I'm choosing to find funny. The Carl stuff I thought was quite
I thought
interesting.
the Carl stuff was good.
Yep. And the Theo is really the only part of it that I wish would curl up and die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a good week. I would agree with that. I would agree with the votes. I thought it was a good week as well. All right, let's wrap this one up then.
Please.
This episode was brought to you with thanks to our friends of the podcast. Daisy, French Helen, Pickles, DT, Wendy, Noel, Canadian Helen, Christy, Shandy, English Victoria, Aurora Yvonne, Heather Westerfield, Russell Whiting, Brittany Portner, Laurie Anna, Tina, Leah, Tara J, Fiona B, Canadian Jennifer, Josephine Tingy, Anne Greenwood, Trish R, Sarah Purbrick, Ali Q, Hunker Munker, Darren, the artist formerly known as Seal My Fridge, Pamela, Marge JT, Tom Ambrose, Christopher Anstey, Terry in LA, Joe T, Corey Dales, Matthew McKenney, Welsh Emma, Matthew S, Rachel B, Uranium Jennifer, and Catherine Montero.
Whew.
Thank you very much, folks. We very much appreciate your support.
Yes.
If you've ever dropped a laptop thinking you're corrupting files, writing to tell us about it. They're still savable with the talkofthestreet@gmail.com.
It's all in the cloud.
And we're at Corrie Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads and Blue Sky. Or you can reach us the old-fashioned way, the Talk of the Street, PO Box 12, Eaton Rapids, Michigan, 48827. Our spoiler show will be available shortly after this one. And in this month's classics, we're talking about episode 742. Get access to this exclusive content by becoming a friend of the podcast at ko-fi.com/talkofthestreet or patreon.com/thetalkofthestreet. Check out voggle.co.uk for links to our merch store, YouTube channel and blog. And if you're so inclined, please leave a rating and a review on the iTunes or your podcast provider of choice. And be sure to check out our pop culture sister podcast, The List of Lists.
Avatar sucks.
Thanks for making it to the end of another episode. And we will be back next week with more
Talk of the Street.
The Talk of the Street.
Bye.
Cheerio.